It's 2 p.m. on a Saturday. You walked into Target for toothpaste. You are walking out with a $40 candle, 3 bags of chips you didn't know existed, and a new bath mat. You think this is a lack of discipline. You think you just have bad impulse control. It's not. There is a specific, engineered moment, one exact second, where your brain was forcibly disconnected from your wallet. And the scariest part? It happened before you even picked up the basket. There is a psychological state called the Gruen Transfer, named after the architect Victor Gruen, who designed the very first shopping malls in America. Gruen discovered something terrifying about the human brain. If you confuse a human being just slightly, if you disrupt their sense of direction and overwhelm their senses, they stop making rational decisions. Their brain enters a mild state of paralysis. They forget what they came for. They become highly susceptible to suggestion. This is why you can never find the eggs in a grocery store. It's not bad design. It's weaponized architecture. Every single grocery store puts the essential items, milk, eggs, meat, at the very back of the store. To get to them, you're forced to walk past thousands of highly profitable, brightly colored, heavily engineered products. Your brain is being hijacked, and that's just the physical world. Wait until you see what they are doing to you on your phone. We'll get to that. But first, you need to understand the concept of frictionless architecture. Have you ever noticed that the doors to a supermarket are massive, and that immediately after you walk in, there is a wide, open space filled with flowers or fresh produce? That's called the decompression zone. It's designed to slow you down. It tells your brain you are safe now. The outside world is gone. The flowers smell nice. The lighting is soft. And then you hear the music. Retailers know that music tempo directly controls your physical speed. If they play slow music, you walk slower. If you walk slower, your eyes rest on more items. If your eyes rest on more items, you buy more. In a famous 1980 study, Ronald Milliman found that playing slow tempo music in a grocery store increased sales by 38%. 38% more money, just because they changed the BPM of the background music. But let's go deeper. Let's talk about the casino effect. Have you ever noticed what's missing when you walk into a major department store or a mall? Clocks and windows. They don't want you to know what time it is. They don't want you to see the sun going down. They want to remove you from the flow of time entirely. It's the exact same psychological warfare used in Las Vegas. You are trapped in a timeless, windowless box where the only logical action is to keep playing the game, keep spending. But maybe you think you're immune to this. Maybe you think, I only buy what's on sale. Let me introduce you to the Decoy Effect. Imagine you're buying a TV. You see a decent one for $500 and an amazing one for $1,000. You're hesitating. $1,000 feels like too much. So, what does the store do? They put a $3,000 TV right next to it. Suddenly, that $1,000 TV doesn't look so expensive anymore. It looks like a bargain. The $3,000 TV was never meant to be sold. It's a decoy. Its only purpose in existence is to anchor your perception of price, to make the middle option look reasonable. You think you made a smart choice. They engineered your choice before you even walked in. Now forget everything I just said. Physical stores are child's play compared to what happens in your pocket, because the biggest barrier to spending money is something psychologists call the pain of paying. When you hand over physical cash, your brain registers it as a loss. Functional MRI scans show that spending cash literally activates the pain centers in your brain. It hurts to lose money. But what happens when you remove the cash? What happens when you use a credit card? The pain decreases. And what happens when you use Apple Pay? When you just double-click a side button and look at your screen, the pain vanishes completely. You aren't spending money anymore. You're just pressing a button. Tech companies have spent billions of dollars figuring out how to reduce the friction of spending to zero. Uber doesn't ask you for payment when you get out of the car. That would ruin the magic. Amazon invented the one-click buy button and literally patented it because it was so profitable. If you have to type in your credit card number, you have time to think. You have time for your rational brain to say, wait, do I really need this? Friction is the enemy of profit. Friction is your only defense mechanism, and they are doing everything in their power to destroy it. But the trickery doesn't stop at making it easy to pay. They are also gamifying the act of spending itself. Think about Starbucks. You aren't just buying coffee. You're earning stars. You're leveling up. You're trying to hit gold status. This is the same psychological loop that makes video games so addictive. It's called a variable ratio schedule of reinforcement. Every time you open the app, there's a new challenge, a new badge to unlock. You don't even want the coffee anymore. You want the hit of dopamine from seeing the progress bar fill up. And then there's the illusion of control. Have you ever built your own pizza online or customized your own sneakers? Companies call this mass customization. Psychologists call it the IKEA effect. When you put effort into creating something, even if it's just clicking buttons on a screen to choose a color, your brain assigns a disproportionately high value to it. You feel ownership over that pair of shoes before you've even bought them. And because you feel like you made it, you are willing to pay significantly more for it. You think you're expressing your individuality. You're actually just falling for a pricing algorithm. So how do you fight back? How do you regain control of your brain? You have to reintroduce the friction they spent billions trying to remove. You have to build a firewall in your mind. When you walk into a store, recognize the decompression zone, hear the slow music, and realize what it's trying to do to you. When you're shopping online, delete your saved credit card information. Force yourself to get up, walk across the room, find your wallet, and type the numbers in manually. Make it hurt again? If you don't actively protect your attention and your money, the architecture will win, because it's not a fair fight. It's you against thousands of behavioral psychologists who have mapped every vulnerability in your brain. There is exactly one moment where you still have power. It's the moment right before you enter the store, right before you open the app. After that, the Gruen Transfer takes over. The anchor is set. The friction is removed. Anyway, I'm collecting donations in the form of subscribes to fund the next video.